Welcome back once again to yet another episode of Show What You Know, presented by EnthuZiastic. EnthuZiastic is a collaborative platform that is providing and that is dedicated to providing quality education in all the academic as well as non-academic arena. We have more than 1,300 courses, you name it, and we have it. Now, what a delight for a teacher when her student is ready to teach what he didn't want to do any time. And for me, it's a very, very proud moment when the teacher is getting her student here and he is going to teach us how to write a very engaging and very interesting story. And I welcome my dear student Vedansh for the same. Hi, Vedansh.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good today. Yeah,
Great.
I'm
Great.
going to start sharing the presentation now.
Right. So we have Vedansh here, and he will be teaching you how to write a very engaging story. But before that, let's have his introduction first.
And my introduction. Hi, I'm Vedansh Sethi, and I'm 11 years old. You already know this. And so how do you think of a story? Thinking of a plot is mostly key to making a good story. Even if you have like superb writing, everything is good. If the plot doesn't make sense, no one will want to read it. If you want to come up with a good plot, you have to make sure to establish your characters. Doing this allows you to give your characters and the background they're setting in meaning.
Okay, I got it. That means you want to say that the characters should fall aligned to the plot, right? That it should really align to it. Yeah. Okay, that's great beginning.
And now you have to support your story. And once you've made a plot, you have to support it and make sure the plot has a meaning. This means the plot that you're trying to make has to blend in with the background of your story.
Okay, got your point.
And now you have to establish the point of view of your story. What does your story want to convey? The point of view should be relatable to the type of story. Here's what I mean. Have you ever read a comic book in first or second person? The answer is probably no, since most comic books they're written in the third person. Or
yeah, that's really very important to understand.
Yeah. And now you have now you have to find the conflict in your story. So make sure you have an engaging conflict in the story. And
okay, you mean that there has to be a turning point to your story, right? After establishing
what I mean is that the main conflict should have an impact on how the characters act or how the world takes place.
Okay, right. Got that.
And now you have to conclude your story. Concluding a story is very, very important because you have to make sure the conclusion is good. And because if it's a good conclusion, then it'll leave the reader satisfied and not wanting more. But when it's not good, it'll make the book feel like it's rushed. And one way to do this is to solve all of the conflicts of that book. But ending the book should lead towards the next book or end all the plot points. But let's say you have a book series and you don't want to end the plot just yet. You could have a main plot, but then each book could have its own subplot, like so then they'll fix this, they'll go there, and then they'll go there, and then you could have one plot across the entire book and subplots inside of each other books.
So Vedansh has definitely helped us how to go around with the inspirations, how to create your own inspiration the way you want them to be.
And this is pretty much it for me. I've gone over how to make the story, how to come up with the story. Now everything is just left to you. Would you want to do anything? Mainly the story is about what you want to create. So just do whatever you want to make your story as good as it can be.
Fabulous, fabulous. That's really great. Thank you so much, Vedansh, for this such a lovely presentation. I am hopeful that viewers would have understood how to go around making a good story. Now, to a question for you, Vedansh, like you said, you used to write comic strips and you had that nick of writing, right? So, how about writing a big plot now? Let's assume a book. Are you ready for that?
I mean, I'll start it, but sometimes I do get discouraged. And then I think of something new and then I start it and then I stop it. But mainly it's just fun. It's just more for the fun of it than anything else.
Okay. So, I should expect something out of you very, very soon. Yeah, so let me tell you all that Vedant is actually making these AI pictures and images so that he can create good stories. So he makes those images and brings up the plots
Oh yeah.
and then writes on them.
One thing I wanted to add, all of the images you saw inside of the picture, other than that one painting that I put for the conflict side, all of them were AI images. Not a single one were handmade.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so Vedansh, what is a good note that you would like the session to end on? What is one thing that you would tell your viewers who are really finding it hard to write?
Well, mainly just don't think about writing it. Just so do you have an idea and type it. That's it. Don't think about anything future or past. Just what story do you have in your mind and just put it onto the piece of paper. There's nothing new you need to do or anything extra. Just write. If you let's say you want this to be fancy writing or everything, you can do that afterwards, but all you need is to make the core story. Once you've done that, anything you want.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much, Vedansh, for this informative session. And I'm sure the viewers would have really enjoyed the way he's showing how to write a very good story. And I'll really request you all, if you really find Vedansh's session very interactive and engaging, you can let us know what next topic do you want him to come up with, and he will be ready with that. So your comments and your likes would help us to reach more people, and Vedansh would be there to help everybody in the sessions coming up. So thank you so much, everybody. Let's meet once more. Thank you, Vedansh.
All right, bye.
Bye. Take care.